Somebody help! Help! Help!
Easy, lad. What is it?
It's Smith! They got him!
Who got him?
The savages!
Savages?
They captured him, dragged him off.
Where'd they take him?
They headed north.
How many were there?
I don't know, at least a dozen.
Filthy beasts. Ratcliffe was right.
It's perfect, Wiggins. I couldn't have planned this better myself. The gold is as good as mine.
We've got to save him. He'd do the same for any of us.
Thomas is right. We've got to do something.
And so we shall. I told you those savages couldn't be trusted. Smith tried to befriend them, and look what they've done to him. But now I say it's time to rescue our courageous comrade. At daybreak, we attack! What can you expect from filthy little heathens? Here's what you get when races are diverse. Their skins are hellish red. They're only good when dead. They're vermin, as I said, and worse. They're savages, savages. Barely even human. Savages, savages. Drive them from our shore. They're not like you and me, which means they must be evil. We must sound the drums of war. They're savages, savages. Dirty, shrieking devils. Now we sound the drums of war.
This is what we feared. The paleface is a demon. The only thing they feel at all is greed. Beneath that milky hide, there's emptiness inside.
I wonder if they even bleed. They're savages, savages.
Barely even human.
Savages, savages.
Killers at the core. They're different from us, which means they can't be trusted. We must sound the drums of war.
They're savages, savages. First we deal with this one, then we sound the drums of war.
Let's go get a few men!
Savages, savages.
Now it's up to you, men.
Savages, savages. Barely even human. Now we sound the drums.
This will be the day. Let's go, men.
This will be the morning. Bring out the prisoner.
We will see them dying in the
I don't know what I can do, still I know I've got to try.
Now we make them pay.
Eagle, help my feet to fly.
Without a warning.
Mountain, help my heart be great.
Leave them blood and bone and crust.
Spirits of the earth and sky, please don't let it be too late.
Kill them! What are we waiting for?
Destroy their evil race until there's not a trace left. We will sound the drums of war.
The drums of war.
Now we see the towns of Sinai.
It's the death of all I love.
Now we see the towns of Sinai. Destroy their evil race until there's not a trace left. We will sound the drums of war.
The drums of war.
Now we see the towns of Sinai.
It's the death of all I love, carrying the drumming line.
Here we go.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50. Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabua? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. power. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiendo el embro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle tacoplón. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjeme decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el black shit metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Dinero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, it's money gang, gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un Style. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le duele, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tienes que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco Mob, negro. Yeah, Cinco Mob, nigga. Yeah, Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, yeah. It's money gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el NES. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor interprete Gaspar de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no existe patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa. Plaza de Rey y papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Mental. Hip hop peruano. Rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's see who's here. Nobody. Perfect. Like I always say. Anyhow, this is for those in need, those late bloomers. We got an interesting class today, family. I mean, it's titled "The Late Night Odyssey." I could have been better, I guess, said. Like just a different topic. But I kind of like this. Kind of created it on the fly, and I updated the the thumbnail, right? So again, why am I beating this drum so often? Because it needs to be it needs to be mentioned. I randomly I know I'm talking to myself right now. I totally get it. You know what I mean? I totally get it. So don't worry about me. I'm crazy like that. All right. So my wife, that's why she's a beautiful woman. So you know what I mean? I had game, man. What do you want me to tell you? It's not my looks. Anyhow, this is a I guess a horse that needs to be beat. The wacky chiflados are at it again. Here we go.
You.
I really don't know who they are, family. I wish I knew who they were. Wish I had an idea of what they're about. Hold on. See if I can invite somebody. I don't know what they're about, you know what I'm saying? But I know these people are wacky. And scriptures are very clear. Well, at least look, to me. Scriptures are clear to me. Okay? Not to you guys. Because we have a lot of wackies here that come by and tell me that I don't know nothing. You're Mexican. You're not educated enough, Holmes. So, they come by and oh, you don't got woolly hair, eh? Anyhow, so what I'm saying is this is what I see. I'm not saying I'm correct. Nah. All I'm saying is I see 3 chiflados, and everywhere I look, I turn to my right, I turn to my left, and I look forward, and I see these chiflados right here. I mean, what you want me to tell you? We got reparations, we have invasion, and we have let's kill Palestinians. You know what I'm saying? So, anyhow, with all of that BS that I am saying, well, you guys consider it BS, whatever. I don't care. Let's begin. Let's begin. I think I have a lot to show you today. I think. But some of you guys get it, some of you guys don't. So let's kind of leave off where we left off before. I have some videos like to reference by. You know what I'm saying? We need to be very mindful what the hell is really going on over there, apparently. Now, I will say this. Lately, we have people now that, I got something good. As a matter of fact, I got something real good. So, man, this is crazy. Here, let me just kind of for a moment. And by the way, family, I move a lot because I have a back problem. And you know what I mean? Like it really, yeah. Let me see what's up. Sup, brother? Don't you know that woolly hair gives you the wisdom to break down scripture? Got that? Oh man, you know what, dude? I'm sorry, bro. I don't have that. Or that beautiful woolly hair that wiped the tears off the Messiah's feet. You know what I'm saying? That one. That I don't know how that would have happened. Anyway, by the way, hey, good morning, bro, and shalom Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the cycle this week, and I don't mean that like the monthly. Sorry, man. It's a good day today. Like I worked a lot this week, and as much as I wanted to put more work in towards the scriptures, man, most I was like, no, get some rest. So, anyways, let's begin where we left off. You guys know what this gentleman here was talking about, and he was very sarcastic in his approach. Say, like, how many Palestinians you want to die? I mean, what's the going rate today? I mean, since it's so easy to talk about, might as well. So let's continue. And let's continue, man, because it's not like they have a lot of non-speaking English people on this channel of ours, anyway. So, all right, let's go. Oh, and by the way, if there's ever a moment where you guys don't hear me, please let me know. And you enemies, if you're watching in secret, just let me know. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you here if you're not trying to learn about your enemy? That's pretty stupid of you. You're here just looking at me. It's kind of gay. I mean, unless you're a woman, unless you're a female, but even then, if you're about the scriptures, why would you be doing that? That's, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go. By the way, family, I'm not sure what the deal is with the sound, but I have a feeling that this sound is very low. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it just sounds really low. So my apologies. If it's if you guys can't really hear it, because this is as loud as it gets. All right, let's go. That was weird. All right, let's go.
Years old guy. He killed 10, kill 1,000, 3,500. They are son of a bitch. They are human animals who live in open sewage and decapitate babies. And because of that propaganda, Mr. Morgan, that guy in Illinois, the 70.
Can you hear it now? Because I just adjusted it. For some reason, man, this platform's been acting weird lately, dude. Hey, let me know if you can hear it.
21 years old guy. He killed, stabbing the 6 years old Palestinian kid in Illinois 26 times. And he used to play with him. They used to be friends. But he went in, marching into their apartment, stabbing his mother and killing him, shouting, all Muslims could die. Yeah. It took you 80 years to change one word from Jewish to Muslim. And then he transferred you guilty and took away our land.
Bassam, let me ask you a question.
That deal sucks, man.
Let me ask you a question. How do we get from where we are now to peace?
Well, first of all, you need to change the perception. Nikki Haley, the American presidential candidate, said, we are in Israel in this because it's a fight between evil, good and evil. Now, if you already decided someone is good, he can do no evil. And if you decided someone is evil, it's good to kill them. Killing them is good. You see, and the thing is, it is not like something new. I mean, I look at history and I see, I'm sorry to say that, but Westerners has always dealt like this with indigenous people. You first treated them like savages, you know, Native American, First Nation, Aboriginal. They're savages. Kill all the savages. And then when they're almost extinct, you start feeling sorry for them, you know, like animals. So maybe the solution is that we kill as many Palestinians as possible so the few of them that remains do not bother you. And maybe Netanyahu, when he lives for another 100 years, he'll become a tree hugger.
Let me just challenge you on this.
And he will campaign for
you
preserving the three Palestinian.
You keep talking about...
Making a good point. Making a very good point, family. Now, I wanted to remind you of the concept of the treatment of our people, the way that, you know, man, how can I say this? Our experience. And then, you know what? Aside from all this, I'm just going to say, family, excuse my language this morning, you know, it is Sabbath and all, but aside from all this bullshit, all these bells and whistles, these headphones and damn mic and buttons here and and all of this, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, no, that's, you know, it's a good point. You say that's why treat dogs better. Yeah, that's exactly it. At the end of the day, that's exactly what is really going on right here. At the end of the day, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less, man. So now look, check this out. I have been saying for a little bit, you know, not a lot. Well, actually, I've been saying for sure that the so-called people, the West Africans here, West Africans, like, you know, tall cans or trash cans, you know, kind of like that, right? They wanted to have this inclusion or exclusion with inclusion. And you know, you bring that the whites treat dogs better than us and all the other colored people dogs. Yeah, and that's the same thing with these camps. They categorized us. Even in their camps, they categorized y'all, man. You guys don't pick up on that stuff, bro? Like, for real? They categorized us and said, look, listen, you look Mexican, so you look like a burro, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's you guys. You're on the bottom. Asher, categorizing. It's a spiritual eugenics, family, in a sense. Anyhow, now check this out. So first, the wobbleism didn't work, and now they're saying the Palestinians are our Hebrew brothers and sisters, proven in part 1 to 4. So we're gonna kind of like walk through this in real quick. Ah, man, it's like this the spirit of Canaan is like a web, you know, like Spider-Man, you know, the black Spider-Man, no pun intended, but it was like he was consumed by it, like kind of like the Matrix, you know, in a sense. All right, enough about me. Let's go.
That's 1 through 4. The Jewish people are in fact Ukrainians from an area formerly called Khazaria, as attested by their own Jewish historians, scholars, and rabbis. The Palestinians, on the other hand, have a different story. Historians state that when Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD, that Rome allowed a small segment of Hebrews to remain, namely servants and farmers, besides the ones captured and the ones who fled into Africa and Arabia. These peoples would eventually incur some mixing with other groups who conquered Palestine, in particular the Ottoman Turks. To this day, the groups of people who occupy Palestine is a combination of the descendants of Ottomans and the original Hebrews, who are labeled as Afro-Palestinians.
All right, so there's the catch. So it's not Palestinians, okay? It's not people that may look like me or even like just them. Like, you know what I mean? Like just a blend, right? Whatever. No. It has to be rough and stuff with my Afro pup. Yeah, go on with your bad self. It's got to be that, right? It always has to be that. Now, I find it very interesting what we're about to hear from their voice as well, okay? So, again, family, if you remember, I reference a lot of books in this channel, and one of them was from Bernays, which he writes about propaganda, the manipulation of a organized habit. Manipulation of an organized habit is what a democratic society needs. I'm not reading this. I'm trying to remember as I goes. In order for you guys to be a functioning civil society, a functioning civil democratic society. I think it's what it says. So watch the propaganda. Well, this plague. Oh, wait, now the Palestinians are your people? But I thought they were Elamites, man. You need to make up your minds. And by the way, not every African is West African. I'm just saying.
The African presence is still visible in Israel today. There are thousands of African Palestinians who live in Israel with deep roots to the land, whose ancestors date back for centuries. I met with Ali Jaddah, tour guide, and the informal mayor of the African Palestinians in Old Jerusalem. I asked him about his life and relations between the Afro-Arabs and the Jews.
Well, life for him, I think it's the hell. I'm one of those people who had experienced that. To be Palestinian, that's a big problem. But to be a black Palestinian, I'm quite convinced it will be the hell, because as a black Palestinian, I am double oppressed.
Oh, here we go.
Who are you?
See what I'm saying, family? Let me read that for you, bro. Let me read that for you. Good morning, too, by the way. I think I did say good morning. My bad. Hey, we're gonna be here a couple hours, by the way. I don't work. It's Sabbath. And by the way, I shouldn't even. Okay, so I bought this yesterday. Right? I didn't buy it today, but I shouldn't be drinking these things, you know. Anyhow, let me get James. Sorry, my bad, family. My bad. Just kind of way off topic on that one. I'm getting old. James 1:8, it says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. A double-minded man. A double-minded man. It says here, if you are like that, then we're going to go James 7 and 8, because it seems like it's together for whatever reason. If you are like that, unable to make up your mind, again, if you're like that, unable to make up your mind, and undecided in all you do, you must not think that you will receive anything from the Most High. That's a beautiful scripture. Now, why is this applicable? Because it went from 12 tribe chart to like the root of, or the wheat of, or the tares in between the wheats of wobbleism, and then Moorish, concepts, and then Kemetic stuff, and then, oh wait, we're Mexicans are black, and now it's like, bro, you guys are moving the what's, how's that say in football? You're moving the goalpost, bruh. I just, you know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect scripture. If you are like that, unable to make up your mind, meaning like you Hispanics, no, you know what? Yeah, you guys are waking up. Nah, Palestinians not. Now all of them are gonna burn. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We got some black ones over there. Oh my God. And by the way, that guy, he speaks English pretty well. So I get I can sense a bit of an American influence On top of that, if I know this for a fact, if these Israelis were really killing you guys like this, like how they're doing it to those Palestinians, because it's not about color or phenotype with us, it is with you. That's your problem, and that's your downfall. What problem is you really? Oh, that's the original, bro. Then who's Ham? These are the same people that promote that you guys are Aboriginals of America now, and Hebrews at the same time, and the people in Africa, Hebrews as well, and everybody else is a heathen. You show all kinds of images about Africa, but you don't show the images about that homo stuff that happens over there, or the weird stuff that you guys eat over there. Let's continue.
Double oppressed by the Israelis.
In what way?
In what way? I will explain. First of all, they oppress me as a Palestinian, you see. Secondly, they oppress me because of my color. Whenever I go around in the Israeli side, they call me Kushi. Kushi means nigger.
Family, Kushi doesn't mean nigger. You guys know better. Look up the words. Anyways, so let's continue.
Kushi means nigger.
So, in Israel, the land of God, people who were the brothers of the Arabs.
Now, are they getting blown up right now? No. You know what God, it would be, bro, it'd be all over the place. Like, oh my God. Come on, man. You ain't getting the same treatment, bro. Give me a break. There's absolutely none of you guys getting blown up.
Two brothers. You are called nigger, as I am called nigger in America.
Let's say on the surface, this is what they say, that this is the land of God and we are cousins and there should be total equality. But once you come to the practice, when you come on ground, you will find that there is a lot of discrimination and there is a real divorce between what they say and what they exercise.
Blacks and whites who watch the show saying, so why stay? Why stay when you are called nigger every day? Why stay when you are denied your rights?
On the contrary, the more they humiliate me, the more they oppress me, the more I stick to my land. Because this is my land. I'm so rooted. We are deeply rooted as Africans, as Palestinian Africans in this land. And we know pretty well that our ancestors, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of years, had been here in this country, but they were spread away, taken to Africa, from Africa to the United States. Our ancestors, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of years, had been here in this country, but they were spread away, taken to Africa, from Africa to the United States, from Africa.
It always becomes the same motto, apparandios. Watch this. You know what? I don't want to give him too much clout. Let's move on. Now, so let's see if you are exactly what you're saying. Oh, stop it. I'm black and I'm a Palestinian and I'm being treated way worse than these suckers. I want my reparations. No, they're not saying that. I'm just kidding. But they are. Let me see. I like to compare things. I do. I don't know about you guys, but this is what I found. Very interesting stuff. Let's go.
Really thought that I would see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children.
Babies and toddlers were found with their heads decapitated.
What separates Israel, the United States, and other democracies is our respect for international law.
There's no occupation in Gaza.
Oh, yes, there is. Absolutely. Absolutely, there is.
I don't think there's any way Israel can be expected to coexist or find some diplomatic off-ramp with these savages.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. A full-scale Israeli ground offensive would likely lead to large-scale casualties.
They are terrorists. Civilians as human shield.
Accept the right of Israel to exist.
Whoever strikes Israel will strike back.
Does that mean starve?
The Palestinian people,
they have to be eradicated.
My view is one side is guilty, and it's not Israel.
The war is not just with Hamas. The war is with all the civilians.
We're in a religious war here.
Finish them. Finish them. Finish them.
Family, if they were saying that about black people, what do you think would happen? It wouldn't be that simple. You wouldn't just ignore it. You wouldn't walk over it. No, man. It'd be Black Lives Matter worldwide. BLMW. That's what it would be. But these people want to use now. Oh, wow, they're our brothers because they're black, blackity black. You see, we're tired of that. We're tired of it. It's stupid, man. We're just so done with you guys. Pinches chiflados, güey. Like, you guys think we're freaking dumb again. Oh, no. Hold on. Let's do it again. Y'all dumb. Lies. Same as lies. By the way, hold on. Let me see if I can take this design up. I can't even read that stuff, bro. Thank you. It's like this theme they got going on. Anyways, lies. Same as the babies being thrown from incubators in Kuwait. I think it was Kuwait. Same propaganda, and the people keep falling for it. Hey, listen. If you think about it, bro, look. Okay, I'll give you an example. All right, let's look at this video again. Let's dissect this stuff, bro.
Really thought that.
Let's go to this point right here. Right there. Listen to this.
Israel. The war is not just with Hamas. The war is with all the civilians.
we're Palestinian people.
They have to be eradicated.
My view is one side is guilty, and it's not Israel.
The war is not just with Hamas. The war is with all the civilians.
The war is not just with Hamas. The war is also with those civilians. Now, you saw the reporter, okay? The reporter is, I guess, African American, right? And he's obviously a so-called Israeli. And he said, let's listen in.
The war is not just with Hamas.
Israel.
The war is not just with Hamas.
Israel.
The war is not just with Hamas. The war is not just with Hamas. The war is with all the civilians. All the civilians. All the civilians. All the civilians. All the civilians.
So, if they were saying that about these so-called black Palestinians that are now you West African brothers, what does it mean? Let's continue.
Hamas. The war is with all the civilians.
We're in a religious war here.
Finish them. Finish.
Finish them. You mean, is she saying finish them niggas? Is that what she's saying? I mean, because you guys like to use that terminology, right? Is that what she's saying? Finish these Negroes? Nigger, excuse my language. I want to make sure you guys understand what you guys are saying. When you go and publicize these videos and say, oh, we're double oppressed because we blackety black, because we have woolly hair, and we're the real Jews of the Bible, because our ancestors were here thousands of years ago, but we're Africans. And, well, Israel was part of Africa. No, it was never part of Africa, dummies. Canaan was never supposed to be there. Instead of him going to West Africa, because you guys so eloquently liking to take off pieces. Anyway, listen. My point is this. Don't try to say, well, I guess it's not, who am I to tell you guys that? Now, let's get to this real quick. Aside from all the BS about all the stupidity that we listen to and, I guess I pay attention to, I like to bring this to our attention because I've been saying, you got to base things on scripture and the curses and I never believed that everybody over there is not our people. I never said that ever. ever. Matter of fact, I was like, nah, I think they're, it's a good potential. Not a lot of people scattered everywhere. Plus the migration, the similarities in certain things. The food that we eat. In case you guys don't know, there's something called matza over there, which is masa. Así como para hacer tortas, güey. No, o sea, no tortas. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we call them? Like sopes or tortillas, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I was going a little deep. Anyways, let's get some prophecy right here. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 11. It says, I'm going to go in here real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 11. For this commandment, which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither it is far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it into us, that we may hear it and do it? You see this, family? Listen to this. Don't let it slip you by. Choice of life and death. You got to be mindful when you're reading these things. Why? What do you mean? For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldest say, who shall go over to the sea for us and bring unto us, that we may hear it and do it? What do you mean? From the other side shall go over to the sea to bring us what? What are they going to bring? What you going to bring? But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. And in that I command thee this day to love the Lord, the Most High, thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and the Lord thy God shall bless thee and the land where thou go to possess it. Now keep in mind, scriptures are very repetitive, past, present, future. But I find it very interesting that it mentions that who shall go over to the sea who shall go over the sea for us? Verse 30 and 13. And it reminds me a little bit of this. I've showed you guys before. This is a prophecy, at least what I see. I'm not saying I'm 100%. Y'all take it and dissect it yourselves. But I see here the trip in 1492 with Columbus. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 1. Again, one preparing himself to sail, and about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him. Now, he's talking about a vessel, piece of wood. What is one of the so-called religions that they were bringing back with a converso concept? Christianity, the cross. And typically it was made out of wood. So upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him. For verily the desire of gain deviseth that, and the workman buildeth by his skill. Remember the books I've showed you, that Christopher Columbus was already aware of the land here. And this book here, I'm going to show you. I don't see if you guys can. Hold on, let me see. I think it's backwards. Hold on. Let me see if I can mirror whatever that's called. Video. Air camera. Is that how it goes? Can you guys read that? La participación judía en el descubrimiento de América. Los orígenes judíos de Cristóbal Colón. By Mario Javier Saban. Editorial Buenos Aires, Argentino. Anyways. So, in this book, you can see the devising, the planning, the purpose, the intent. It actually talks about it. I showed it to you guys. Here. I think I have it here. Yeah, it goes right there. Is it? Give me a second. If it's quick, I'll read it. Yeah, it's right here. Check it out. It says here, la participación judía en el descubrimiento de América. Resulta increíble que los mismos monarcas que decidieron la expulsión absoluta de los judíos ibéricos hayan tolerado la existencia de los judíos y conversos con el corte real. Okay? It says, no es extraño que Fernando de Aragón haya sido un gran amigo de los judíos en su primera época hasta el casamiento con la futura reina Isabela de Castillo. Dado su conocida genealogía judía que se remontaba a su legendaria bisabuela. So we're seeing now that there's, how could these guys be Jewish, so to speak, right? But they're married into these things. They come from that lineage. And a lot of them were within this monarchy. It says, la famosa la judía que remontaba a su legendaria bisabuela, la famosa Paloma de Toledo, y porque además su propio padre, Juan de Aragón, había sido librado de la ceguera por el gran médico hebreo ibérico, Iberian, right? Sephardic, Abierter Eben Cresques. El nexo de Fernando de Aragón con su bisabuela judía era a través de su madre, y según la historia de Salvador de Madariaga, cuando Juan II envió a su hija Fernanda a Sicilia como rey, le había organizado un consejo de consulto político compuesto en su mayoría de cristianos nuevos. Here's the point. Okay? Let me get to the point here. La iglesia de Aragón estaba dominada por conversos, tal como el Estado, o incluso más el camarero de Rey Cabrero, era converso. So who were these Christians that knew about who we were?
Right?
Who were these Christians? There's another book that I showed you that actually says that Christopher Columbus studied Esdras. And in this very book, it actually says that. I thought it was going to be that page, to be honest with you. Let's see, it says here. It says here, page 2, el interés por la unión entre Castilla y Aragón estaba motivada fundamentalmente por el estado caótico de las reservas financieras aragonesas. Los hebreos aragoneses compraron un collar de 40,000 ducatos al rey para que éste se lo obsequiara a Isabela en el día de su boda. So it's talking about the financing, the money behind these guys. And it says here, finalmente, page 3, la respuesta de la Inquisición no se hizo esperar. El día 3 de agosto del año 1492, exactamente el mismo día en que el almirante Cristóbal Colón despidió el puerto de Palos del Monguer, en ese mismo día se cumplía el último plazo para la salida de los judíos de España. ¿Coincidencia o no? ¿Coincidencia o no? So it says here, for verily desire of gain deviseth that in the workman that buildeth skill. But thy providence, O Father, governeth it. For thou hast made his way in the sea, and the safe way in the heaven. And a safe path in the waves, showing that thou canst save from all dangers. Yea, though a man went to sea without art, meaning without actual wisdom, as he wasn't really well known as one of the best sailors out there, or else he would have been funded a long time ago. Kind of thought he was crazy. Nevertheless, though, thou would have thought that the works of thy wisdom should be idle. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood. Kind of like when the Most High laughs at the people and their gods, and they're worshiping them. So that's what he says that. Nevertheless, thou would have not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle. Nah, not at all. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood. That's why the scriptures say, don't worship those particular things. He left it for those nations. And passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. Remember, history says that they were out there for like 2 months. Kind of lost in the sauce. For in the old times also, here's an example of what that happened. What happened with those 3 boats? Right? Those boats were, the actual vessel where Noah was in was made out of wood. So was theirs. It wasn't iron. It wasn't iron ships. For in the old times also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. But that which is made with hands is cursed. See? So those people that are coming here, they have an intent, wicked as hell. As well as it, as he that made it. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it, as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God. Conversos, right? The majority of conversos were not so-called just your typical white people Christians. But the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. But that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and a stumbling block to the souls of men, and as snares of the feet of the unwise. Here goes the point. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. Which is why the scriptures say in Deuteronomy 28, serve other gods, wood and stone, that neither you nor your fathers have not known. So if you think about, all right, so we're seeing some ships from afar. What else is he talking about? Isaiah chapter 60, verse 9. It says, surely the idols shall wait for me. Surely the isles shall wait for me. Isaiah 60 and 9. Let me read it this way, so you guys will know. They are ships coming from distant lands, bringing God's people home. They bring with them silver and gold to honor the name of the Lord, the holy God of Israel, who has made nations honor his people. You think they bring in God's people? What are the ships that skim along like clouds, like doves returning home? Let me see the translation on this. What are the? Let me go up a little bit. Katarna, when we're about to the sacrifice of offering. I don't know why they translated this way. Surely the isle shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far. Their silver and their gold with them, to the name of the Lord thy God, to the Holy One of Israel, because he had glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my honor have I had mercy unto thee. If you really think about this, right? Scripture said that if we keep his commandments, we'll be very high. If we don't keep his commandments, we'll be very low. So here it says that, sounds to me like we ain't keeping his commandments because we're not having them build walls for us. They're not bringing gold for us. We're the actual commodity, to be quite frank with you. Isaiah 46:8. Remember this and show yourself. Remember this and show yourself men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old. For I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done. My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. Colon is a list of things. Okay, that's what colon means. Watch this. Talked to a brother yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Check this out. Just to seal my point regarding the ravens. Calling a ravenous bird from the east. What?
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Calling a ravenous bird from the east. The man that executed my counsel from a far country. Yea, I have spoken it. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. I will also do it. Let's go to verse 10. Declaring the end. I didn't have to read it, but yeah, I guess, yeah. Let's read it again. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country. Remember how the Most High uses the enemy for his belt, right? Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. Then it says here, hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring my righteousness, it shall not be far off. My salvation shall not tarry. I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. Now, keep in mind that what is righteousness? Discipline. That's what it means, fam. I don't know if you guys don't know this. Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Here, let's just read it real quick. Watch this. Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So see, the fear, the discipline of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that what? Apply the discipline of the commandments. His praise endureth forever. Let's go back. Verse 13, Isaiah 46:13. I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off. So now, remember, verse 11, calling a ravenous bird from the east. The man that executed my counsel from a far country. Yea, I have spoken it. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. I will also do it. Ravenous birds, huh? From the east. Guess what? Elijah talked about that. Yeah, he did. Elijah predicts a drought, meaning that we would be away from the scriptures. And the Most High is going to send some ravenous birds until the time when we are ready to come back to his ways. It's all made, but it's at the hands of the Creator. Check this out. And Elijah, the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor in rain these years, but according to thy word. The word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith. Remember that. Hide thyself by the brook Cherith. What's a brook Cherith? What's a brook? What is a brook? Hold on. Boom. All right. So it says here, so leave this country and go by Brook Sheriff. So now what is Brook Sheriff, I guess? Let me see. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. So that's considered the Brook Sheriff. You know what I mean? Check this out. As the Lord God liveth, before who I stand, there shall be no dew nor rain this years, but according to my word. So remember the scriptures, just to remind you, in case you forget, John 7, verse 38. It reads, He that believeth on me, as the scriptures had said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So the water is the word. Okay? Very simple. So he goes. Verse 1 Kings 17:1, it says, but let me skip it all. It says, Before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook. So remember, it says that you're supposed to go into this place. Get to this eastward place, right? And hide thyself by the brook Cherith. I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be a cave there. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Keep in mind, 1 Kings 17:4. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord. For he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. Okay? Let me see if I'm not skipping too much. Now, check this out. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning. Now, we know that bread is also scriptures, but it's just big, simple, just food. And bread and flesh in the evening. And he drank off the brook. Now, keep in mind that he's far off. Where else? Like in a cave, whatever. And the Most High told him to go there. And right now, a raven is feeding him. Now, if you keep in mind the scriptures prior, where Isaiah 46 says, calling a ravenous bird from the east, that man that executed my counsel from a far country, and he has spoken it, I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. Now we go back to this particular place, 1 Kings 17 and 16. Actually, it goes back to 4. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Now, Isaiah 46 says, ravenous birds from the east. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Let's go back now, verse 5. So then he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens, the ravenous birds from the east, maybe? And the ravens brought him bread in the flesh in the morning and bread in the flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. So now the Most High sent him there, and now the rain is done. The water is gone. So check this out. Now, if you look at water and consider the concept of, like, I see men as trees walking and us as being trees, right? And we have to break those clods, you know what I'm saying? Be reborn again, all that stuff, right? To be rooted properly. So if you think about that concept, because there had been no rain in the land, this whole water thing is very important, right? Now, it says, though, verse 8, and the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, arise. Give me a second. Arise, and get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So now, when I read this to you guys the other time, kind of stayed there. Went home and I meditated on this. This is actually beautiful. You see, family, these ravenous birds from the east were going to bring discipline, put us through slavery, and through that pain would have to be in the spirit of repentance and the desire to come back to the Most High, not because we want to keep, not because we need to keep the laws, because we want to, you know. So in these 500 years, we had Christianity and, you know, and all kinds of religions. Now BHIs and all that stuff, right? In a way that these ravenous birds, they fed us just enough. Here's why. Because now, if you look at it in the interpretation of Elijah, he's actually saying, now we're going to go to the widow and she's going to feed us. Well, who is this widow? We know the ravens, they're predators. But who's this widow? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10, it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow. No, reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Now, you look at it like that, and remember, keep in mind, Job talks about that some of the scriptures are twofold, right? Meaning in parables. So, in this case, if you just read it that way, you think, oh, yeah, this guy don't know nothing. Okay, cool, sounds good. Move on. I'm just a beginner to you. Let us oppress the poor righteous man, meaning the people, the men, the leadership. Let us not spare the widow, meaning the nation of Israel. Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, meaning our heritage. Now, why am I saying that? 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 2. It says, verse 1, thus saith the Lord, I brought these people out of bondage. I gave them my commandments, my men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel. Just like right now. Look, there's only two of you. Verse 2, the mother that bare them said unto them, the mother, hold on a second. The mother, let's continue. The mother that bare them said unto them, go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. So who's this widow? So now we're seeing this widow. This widow, what the hell? Sorry, fam. Widow, wait, hold on a second. The mother that bare them, say to them, go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness. El que no quiere a su madre, no quiere a su patria.
O sea, a ver, que alguien me explique.
I brought you up with gladness, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you. For ye have sinned before the Lord your God, and done the things that is evil before him. But what shall I do now unto you? Meaning the widow. I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, my children, and ask for mercy of the Lord. Ask for me, O Father. I call upon thee for a witness over the mother of these children, which would not keep my covenants. You know what I'm saying, family? I'm not done. What you got going on, bro? Masonics found the BHI. We have said it. We have to say it that way. Use propaganda like they do. Yep. Repeat it every time we say BHI, Masonic funded. Them Israelites. You know, I saw this guy on video the other day on YouTube, and I was like, that bothered me. And I go, man, I don't even know. I don't even get bothered by these guys no more. Anyways, let's come back to the point because I don't want to lose it. It says here, hold on a second. Verse 4. But what shall I do unto you? For I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, damn beaners, spicks, and wetbacks. You don't listen to scripture. You don't think you're the people of the Bible. No. You want to be, with all due respect, want to be Meshiachas. I understand we are. But we're beyond that now. We're way more than that. Yes, that's like for the last 1,500 years. No, sorry, my bad. 2,500 years. Okay. Okay, that's I embrace that. For the last 2,500 years, we've been so-called Meshiachas. Fine, but we got a deeper history, dummies. Then it says, "But what shall I do unto you? I am a widow and forsaken. And go your way, O my children, and ask mercy of the Lord." Oh, you don't think so? I'll give you some more. And people with a why will give me some more. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. Ooh, God, I love it. What do you guys think that, and I'm not being boastful, by the way. Do you guys think that I'm like learning this with somebody? No. It's just me, the scriptures, and me dealing with the Most High. I've been presenting to you guys a lot of stuff, man, and you don't believe me. Why? Because I don't got the woolly. I don't got the woolly. That sucks, bro. Hey, you want to know something? All will be revealed. I just, since we're here, I might as well tell you. I was talking to a brother, man. I was like, if we start asking for donations, we're going to have to open up the platform. We're going to have to embrace, black folks because they're the ones that give money. You know what I mean? So if I ever go that route, hey, I'm sorry, family. I'm going to have to, hey, my African-American brothers, bro, hey, bow to the people. All right. Hey, by the way, hit the likes, subscribe, and donate. Go to my Pantheon, become a member. Oh, and by the way, I made this shirt. I made these bracers. I made this hat. And, Because our gente won't do that shit, man. I mean, I don't know, man. You guys are being from Winco those way. Let's continue. Let's go back to the point. Baruch 4:1, it says, "This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Now, why? And this is what the other brother said one time, I think it was like a few days, like, what if people don't want to learn history? We were on Yakashaw's channel. Well, they're going to die. It's that simple. "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. The discipline of the Most High." Remember, wisdom, Psalms 111 and 10? "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments." Again, "know the things that are profitable unto thee to the strange." I'm sorry. No, sorry. Let me go back. Baruch 4:2. "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof." The light is also Isaiah 8:16 or 8:20, one of the two. "That thou mayest be illuminated." Here, I'll show you. Isaiah, I believe, is considered milk. What they call milk. 8:20. It says, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to his word, to this word it is because there is no light in them." I still know my milk. Y'all think I don't know how to draw, man? I used to bring that shit up. Excuse me. I'm like, 5 seconds, bro. Give me a scripture. Bam! I'll get to the book real quick. I didn't care what chapter you gave me. 5 seconds, bro. I was quick with the draw. I'm sure I'm not the same anymore. Anyways, let me go back. Stop boasting, bro. Shut up. Baruch 4:2. Once again, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof." Remember, if they don't walk according to his word, it is because they have no light in them. "That thou mayest be illuminated." Through what? Through the light, through the water, rejuvenating our mind, breaking the clods, all of that process, right? But anyways, let's stick to the point. "Give not thine honor unto another." And that's what you Hispanics are doing. Look, for example, how long have we been online? We've been online an hour and 17 minutes, right, bro? Only 16 views. That's it. And there's only 2 of y'all. And I think the other one is me because I'm monitoring. So it's been you and I, bro. Oh, shit. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Send you a token. Un abrazo, güey. Un abrazo, güey. It says, "Give not honor unto another. Give not thine honor unto another. Know the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation."
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Are you?
Your support, you showing up. No. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Wait. What? Do it and then sell some woolly hair wigs and then we can be understood. Yeah, that's, hey, man.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Hey, for real, bro.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
Listen, I'm just trying to be funny, family. Why? Because it really is like, I saw this. Oh my God. Oh man. I saw this video. Side point real quick. This guy was saying that the Aboriginal crap, you know what I'm saying? And he's just showing video, like pictures. Not even reading a book, nothing, man. No scripture, no books. They're just pictures. Very recent. A few that were like, but most of them were recent. And the typical Wabo ones, like, look at the Mayas, they're black. Family, you know how many views this sucker had? 54,000. Oh my God. 54,000 views. You know how many views this channel averages? Like 100. So it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should open up the door. I'll just put Hispanics, natives, and blacks or people of the Bible, and I'll erase all the old videos. You know what I'm saying? They'll never know. And then we just start collecting. We'll just send you guys money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, man. Man, it's just so interesting to me. Anyways, let's continue. Baruch 4:4 says, "O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us, and that's why." Verse 2 says, "That thou mayest be illuminated." And verse 3 says, "Give not thine honor to another." Don't give your understanding or your spirit. Don't submit yourself to these other nations. Know the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Our scriptures. And it says, verse 4, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing unto God are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, O my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up. Ye have grieved Jerusalem and that nursed you. Ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. God had brought upon me great mourning. Let's go back a little bit here. Remember where we're coming from, family. Isaiah 46. Remember, don't forget, Isaiah 46, right? Calling the ravenous birds from the east. Ravenous birds. And then we touched on again, Elijah profiting about the drought, and that the Most High said, listen, go to the brick sheriff, and I'm going to give you ravens to feed you. And then once they're done feeding you, then I'm going to send you to the widow. And who is this widow? Well, we're seeing it right now, family. Verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up. Ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, the mother, Jerusalem, el que no quiere a su madre, no quiere a su patria, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God had brought upon me great mourning, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them. This is a mom, right? But sent them away with weeping and mourning. La Llorona?
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Let no man rejoice over me, a widow. So, again, the ravenous birds from the east would come, whip our ass. They would give you Christianity, BHIism, feed you just enough. And then when the time is right, the Most High will then bring about the opportunity to come back to who? The widow, Israel.
Bruh.
For real. I'm not lying. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up. Ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you, the mother. For when, I'll show you. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Galatians 4:16. This just came to mind. I am therefore. Oh no, wait. What is it? Galatians 4:16 or Ephesians 4:16? Which one is it? Hold on. I forgot. It's milk. Damn it. I'm getting old. Hold on a second. I'm gonna find it right now. I know it's. Let's see if I can remember. And it's got to be there, bro. It's got to be there. I know it's got to be there because it's like the first one that came to my thought. Galatians 4, maybe 4:26, maybe. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, Galatians 4:26. But Jerusalem, which is above all, is free, which is the mother of us all. So, sorry, I don't care if that bothers you. I don't care. It don't matter to me, man. It's our channel. For you guys that don't like our channel, skedaddle. Baruch 4:9. When she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God had brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy I did nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me. I, a widow, a forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children I am desolate, because they departed from the law of God. Whew. Beautiful stuff, right? The widow. So the ravens would feed us, and then when the time was right, we would actually come back to our heritage, our people. Just like it's, I'll show you. Just like it says here. 1 Kings 17:6. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook Cherith. Now, why is it there? Because the Most High told him to go there. He said, and I commanded the ravens to feed thee. Verse 4. Right? Now let's go back to verse 7. And it came to pass, well, after a while, that the brook dried up, meaning no more water, because there had been no rain in the land. So for a long time, 400 or 500 years, we had no understanding. Oppression was bad, right? And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, arise and get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. And he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, a widow woman was there gathering sticks. You see this? And the widow woman was there a gathering of sticks. You know, the northern kingdom coming back with the southern kingdom, the two sticks. Hello, you guys need to stop understanding. Now, listen, I don't care if you don't believe me. It don't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Because you think I don't have woolly hair. I don't care. It don't matter to me. This is what I see. This is how I understand it. And you guys either say, yeah, this guy, maybe he is Israel. Maybe it don't matter. At the end of the day, you know what? It's the Most High that's going to determine all that. And I'll tell you something. One of us is wrong. And I don't feel like I am. Not even 1%. I'm serious. I have no doubt in me, man. It's crazy. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there, gathering of sticks. And he called her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. Man, that's beautiful. Man, hold on a second, man. That's I got to do this, family. I got to do this. Hold on a second. How to do it. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And she was going, and as she was going to fetch it, he called her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand, some water and some bread. What did the Messiah say? Eat, drink. Eat, drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, as the Lord of God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said unto her, fear not. I don't want to go that far. But you see this right here. 2 sticks, right? These are parables, family. These are parables. Jerusalem, Galatians 4:26 says that. Jerusalem, which is above all, is free, which is the mother of us all, right? So now let's go to verse 16, just real quick. In the barrel of the meal. No, I'm sorry. That's no. Let's go to Baruch 4:16. Yep, Baruch 4:16 to kind of finish it off and then move on. It says here, Baruch 4:16. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate, with daughters. You see, family, you really need to start embracing this book. It's our book, man. Who else is sharing this with you? Bitch, I don't teach you guys this crap. I mean, this stuff. Sorry about that. They teach you crap. That's what I meant to say. They don't give you any understanding like this. They can never go this far. They can never go this far. They can't even go far with Abraham. They don't want to touch it. They can't even explain how we got here other than on boats. Now, I've showed y'all exactly how we got here. But you guys just don't believe me. I showed you Habakkuk 1:8, who it really applies to, and you guys don't believe me. You know, 144K. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 41, it says, thou sawest the woman mourning. Hold on, I'm going to give you a little bit of history on this, okay? So it says here from the beginning, it says, and it came to pass that when my son was entered into the wedding chamber, he fell down and died. So this woman has a son, you know, right? Passed away. When it came to pass, he had left off to comfort me. Okay, so let me just kind of say that. Verse 6 says, thou foolish woman above all. No, I'm sorry. Go to verse 5. Then, matter of fact, let me slow down, fam. Sorry. Let's just read it a little bit of it. We'll start at verse 1. Okay, my apologies. And it so came to pass that when my son was entered into the wedding chamber, he fell down and died. Then we all overdrew the lights, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest on the 2nd day at night. And it came to pass when they had all left off to comfort me. See, there's a mom. To the end that I might be quiet. Then rose up I rose up I by night and fled, and came thither into this field, as thou seest. So she's talking to somebody. And I do now purpose not to return into the city, but here to stay. So this woman is where? In the field, crying for her children, right? Okay. It says, and neither to eat nor drink, but continually to mourn and to fast until I die. Why? Because of her children. Then left I the meditation wherein I was, and spake to her in anger, saying, thou foolish woman above all others, seeing thou not our mourning, and what happeneth unto us? So now he's saying how Zion, our mother, is full of all heaviness and much humbled, mourning very sore. And now seeing we all mourn and are sad, we are all in heaviness. Art thou grieved for one son? So he's thinking it's just, he's like saying this woman. Skip ahead. I need to read this chapter. Verse 40. It says, therefore, this is therefore the meaning of the vision which thou lately sawest. Thou sawest the woman mourning, and thou begettest to comfort her. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more. But there appeared unto thee a city builded. And whereas she told thee of the death of her sons, this is the solution. This woman whom thou sawest is Zion. Whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou sawest is a city builded. Whereas I say, she said unto thee, that she had been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years when there was no offering made unto her. But after 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offerings unto her, and they bare the barren of the and then bear the barren a son. And whereas she told thee that she nourished him with labor, that she was dwelling in Jerusalem. But whereas she said unto thee that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fall and died, this was a destruction that came to Jerusalem. You see this? And behold, thou sawest the likeness, and behold, thou sawest her likeness. And because she mourned for her son, thou beginnest to comfort her. And all these things which have chanced, these are to be open unto thee. For now the Most High seeth that thou art grieved unfeignedly and suffereth from the whole heart for her. So she showed thee the brightness of her glory and the comeliness of her beauty. So as you know that some of our stories regarding La Llorona is that she was supposedly she's crying for her children because she killed them. No. The story of Llorona is actually because she was crying for the mexicas that died all across. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 26. Watch this real quick. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from afar, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. Swiftly. Isaiah 28:8. Who had taken this counsel? Tyre, the crown city, whose merchants are princes, whose traffickers are honorable of the earth. Traffickers. Huh. Traffickers, huh? Where's the translation that I saw it? Give me a second. Who's businessman? Cuyo comerciantes. Do we have another one? Traders. That's as close as it gets to what I'm looking for. Traders. Traffickers. Well, we know who's trafficking when it comes to the slavery of our people. Now that we know, oh, by the way, hold on a second. Give me a second. It's here, family. Global Indios. So we know now that in this book, these merchants from Tyre, from Spain, were trafficking us worldwide. Now, we're seeing prophecy. It's very clear. And all day, every day. I wanted to take you somewhere so you can see exactly why I'm going to show you this. Deuteronomy 33:17, it says here, his glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And of the Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun. And he torn into these whole scriptures about the actual tribes, right? So I find this interesting. Now, I'm not saying that this is actually true, but he'll push them to the ends of the earth, right? Watch this. Watchale. Hold on a second. Remember, it says here, His glory is like the firstling of his bullocks, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them shall he push the people together to the ends of the earth. Who? The thousands of Ephraim, thousands of Manasseh, leading the 10 tribes, right? This is from David Ramsey's map location. I've showed you guys in the past. Very good link. I love it, man. I love this map stuff. So anyways, I want to show you something. Let me show you something. It says here, what does it say? It says Arserith, right? Arserith. Hold on. Sorry. My bad. My people. My bad. Arserith. Right there. Hey, don't move, dude. Don't move. Hey, come out of the way. Arserith is right there. You know what I find funny? A unicorn.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
To where? The ends of the earth. Wow. Right? His glory is like the firstling of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. That's basically a rhino, right? But I find it interesting that it says, and with them he shall push the people together at the ends of the earth. The scriptures give us hints. Our big book, gives us hints, family. You guys need to stop denying your stuff, man. So the reason I'm giving you this history is because we need to be mindful that, this is prophetic. That these people here would be ruling here and would be tearing you guys in pieces. Watch. Revelation 6:8, it says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. And power was given to them. This is a group of people, 3 of them, over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Let's prove a point. This is from Geography. I'm being a paisa right now. Just kidding. Geography rectified, or a description of the world in all its kingdom, provinces, countries, as also their commodities, coins, 1693. In case you guys doubt me. Says here. Right there. I'll go here. Thus much. Let me see. Thus much of the general geography. The special is that which letteth forth the description of the territorial globe, so far forth as this divided into distinct parts of places, and is either the description of some great integrating part of the earth, or of some one region, or so properly called choreography, or of some particular place in region or country, which is topography. According to the greater integration parts of thereof, the ancients. Okay, this is like older ancient understanding too. Like don't neglect it. The ancients divided the whole earth into 3 great parts: Europe, Asia. Give me a second, fam. Hold on. Anyways, all right. So it says ancients divided the whole earth into 3 great parts: Europe, Asia, and Africa. To which is now added a 4th part, America. And we read that a set of people would be ruling the 4th part. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with the sword, with hunger, with death, with the beast of the earth. I'm going to show you something. Excuse me. Sorry. Because I'm yawning. Some page, this is just page 544 says, as for the original of these people, it is probable that they did descend from the Tartars, if so be that the west side of America, be the continent of with Asia, is disjoined by a very small strait as it's described in some maps. Now, I'm not saying that we are, but that region. As for the Orientals of this people, it is most probable that they descend from the Tartars, so to speak. Descendants. I'll show you something. Watch this. As to the numerous nations of cannibals, giants, and monsters, they were said to be found in America. By the way, this is the System of Geography, a dissertation on the creation and various phenomena of the terraquarius globe, 1744. Is it old enough for you, Wabos? It says here, or Canaanites, or Christians that said that you came here and supposedly you wanted to liberate us because we were so evil and sacrificing people. It says here, as for the numerous nations of cannibals and giants and monsters, there were said to be found in America. The reader may be satisfied that these relations were pure fiction. And as to human sacrifices, I am very much in doubt, after the most careful inquiry, whether they were any such, the celebrated Acostas and other Spaniard writers, charging both the Peruvians and Florida Indians with the sacrificing children, which is now known to be false. From whence we have a good reason to suspect the truth to the pretended human sacrifices among the other nations in America. It is indeed extremely difficult to undeceive the general part of mankind. Meaning, once you engrave this lie, it's hard not to believe it anymore. Y'all are stuck on this now. Even our people, like, oh my God, we used to sacrifice. I'm so glad the white people came. They made us so much better. I'm so glad the black people came. Look at me, I can run faster now. All stupid. Let me show you some of this stuff. You guys have an ancient history. Even AMLO said it one time. Venimos de un lugar bien muy lejos. Let me see if I can find the video, by the way. This is from Barry Lawrence Ruderman, ancient maps that he has. It's from 1627, right? I want to show you this. They take that information away. Look, you don't see any of that. The Straits of Anian, they do keep that, right? But the previous pictures, like about 100 years before, we see, right? Tartari. We see Arceris. 4 Esdras, capítulo 13. Isio tribal Ceserfor or Tortorum. I don't know what it says. Argon. Christianoru. Regum nomine prevetire. I need to find out what that is. In Asia Ara. You see this? This is interesting. I need to find out what that is, family. We'll leave it for another class. You guys have a great history. And all of this is prophesied, family, that we'll be going through all of this here. That we will be fed by ravens. And then that we will be brought back to our mother, our heritage, the widow. Deep stuff. Deep stuff. Deep stuff. Listen, what I'm going to do is this, if you don't mind. I got to run. Oh, the camera died, huh? Perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, family, I'll take a quick little break, if you don't mind. I'll run to the restroom, to be honest with you. Give me a second. I'm gonna play a song in the meantime. Do a little quick break. I got another hour to go, and then we'll. I think about an hour. I don't know, maybe a little more. I do have some things to take care of. I'm not no buying or selling, but I do have to take care of it. Let me play you a little bit longer song because I need some extra time. You know what I'm saying? For all you that don't know what I'm saying.
Step into Lick Studio.
Let me put some in some kind of like some like to kind of help you guys relax a little bit. MESHIACHA Chronicles update intro, blue sky, spinning underwater, MESHIACHA intro, new moon, underwater head, falling. I don't know which one to use. Yeah, I'll just use this one. All right, I'll be right back, family. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll just let it play like this. Just bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay.
This is the cipher tweet. Ahora Babylon real. En esta ocasión traigo a los gangsters más gangsters de la zona. Y vengo con la familia gang. ¿Cómo dice? Llaman a real.
Traigo el mensaje puro y crudo para el momento. No palabras vanas que rompen los sentimientos. Lucharé y derribaré los muros del lamento. Pídeme pues te daré los sueños que están muertos. Nunca el demonio dio mensajes de amor, pero tampoco los dio el ángel que nos abandona. Quizás miremos diferente el reloj, pero tu cielo es el infierno donde el amor murió. Political violence, criminals. Physical redemption hasta caca del baile. Typical style, musical fraile. Mucha es la promesa en la que se han llevado el aire. Love and love and love. Siente verdad como doy mi corazón. No more, no more, no more. It's a reggae cipher. Feed the world. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti. Pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti. Pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Fue que me brotaron alas y ganas de volar. En las buenas mi terreno lleno, en las malas solar. Un muro que decorar. Mis hermanos me sirven de guía, mi estrella polar. Guarda los hilos. Me duele hasta respirar. Solo quiero ver verdad. Sigo buscándome lejos de lo que piensas. Más fácil de lo que crees, el esfuerzo trae recompensas. Vale la experiencia si es intensa. No tires de la cuerda si está tensa. Miraban al ocaso con tristeza. Las estrellas devolvían con grandeza su mirar. Nos vimos floreciendo en la maleza. La belleza de las piezas y comienzan a encajar.
Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti. Pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it?
Es de reventar el beat.
Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti. Pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
51, 52, con un micro de bambú. Más vueltas que Passepartout. Me siento en la old school. It's magnetic kung fu. It's a reggae magnatur. Por las almas sonrientes que acompañan a Zazú. En bambalinas y balú. Son rimas de menú. No salidas de velour. Pero calidez del sur. Homie, always lonely. vibe, but I feeling like a gangsta. 52, 53, a mí sí me ves venir, por eso me llaman King, ese fue mi devenir. De marchar o seguir, nunca tuve que elegir, la music me eligió a mí, no tengo nada más que decir. Saifa, Puniga, Loba, Grimble, Fire, Killerman, Smoker, Chusta, Feel Light, Rasta, Child Metal, Kimanes, Original a Reggae, Saifa again.
Sempiterna guerra interna en la villa del pingüino, entre los que alinean la antena y los que se encuentran dormidos zarandean tus emociones cual barril de vino, cosas feas quizás en tus ideas, pero aquí no, yo no atino, disparo sin mirar a todo aquel vampiro que el diente quiera hincarme, bro. Si lo digo, no es para pensar, sino para aclarar lo que de siempre estás pensando. Acaba el tan magnífico, imposible de torcer metal, so start my friend, yo. Reggae warriors again, making connection after connection, my new world, creating the freedom from them, me more. Many boy represent this game.
What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Floaty tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it?
Es de reventar el beat.
Floaty tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo
falta
aquí.
presentación si existe nivel. Sobreviviendo en Babilonia escribí al papel mis problemas cuando al final pude entender que para ser feliz solo tienes que querer, que solamente hay una vida y es para vivir. Busca siempre una alternativa para seguir. No dejes nunca que te digan que no es así, y prende un poco de sativa para estar chill. Ey, superando ansiedades con el humo de cancha, manchas de un pasado trágico en la cancha. Seguimos siendo fuertes, su mierda no me engancha, mientras otros esperando a que lleguen en lancha. No matter where you come, no matter where you come from, solo importa que prestes atención a este sound. Desde the original, Killer Man al mando. Oh na na na.
Mira, soy un warrior, sonido legendario. Disfruto cada segundo cuando me subo al escenario. Tengo fuego en los labios, sigo cual mercenario. Pasos de gigante y cora revolucionario. Siento que es necesario, suena el reggae en los barrios, para que cale el mensaje y para salvar a los más sabios. Entre mi imaginario, que mocheques bancarios. Si vienes con la mala vibra, mejor bro, cambia tu itinerario. Ya, 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 ya. Cuando ruge el león suena la música real. Venimos con el ya, 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 ya. Sonido de guión es el sonido original. Ya, 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 ya. Reggae de corazón es el que se hace en unidad. Ya, 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 ya. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Floaty tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it?
Es de reventar el beat.
Floaty tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you, family. Damn, man, you guys just very impatient. Y'all left already. It's kind of effed up. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let me change this music here. Damn, man, you guys just... Yeah, I know. It is good. Just 144K, family. That's it. 144K. We don't got to beg anybody. Y'all either take the scriptures for or you don't. Anyways, I showed you some maps, and now let's go back to Revelation again. Try to at least get through a lot of this. So let's go up now so we get an idea of where the fourth part is, and showing you that we come from the fourth part, and showing you that it was prophesied that these things would occur and what they would do when they would get here. Revelation 6:1 says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals here, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard it, and it was there, and it were the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, 'Come and see.' And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, 'Come and see.' And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." What? What do you mean? All right, hold on. It says here, and there went another horse that came that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So we are seeing that particular prophecy. Instigators, a particular people. These guys here will be given power to take peace away from earth. And he would cause these people to fight each other. Don't you find that somewhat interesting? Who's doing this? Remember I told you who there's like the three, and that we have one particular one that's considered the manipulator, right? And it says here, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, 'A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil or the whole or the wine.' And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, 'Come and see.' And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth parts of the earth." Over the fourth parts. So we understand now, in case you guys don't know, I'm not going to read it all. When it's, from the ends of the earth, the bullock, right? The firstling, the unicorn. How did we get here? You'll find your history here. It'll show you. 2 Ezra 13 and 40, right? Just read through that. You'll actually see the migration. Now, I'm going to read this book to you real quick. It's called From the Wretched of the Earth. There's a writer called Frantz Fanon. He's considered a French African, I guess. We're going to go to page 38. I don't have to borrow it. Page 38. Watch what it says here, all right? Let me go here. Where did I get it? Writing the content. Color singularity. It's page 38. Does not line the oppression seek the intermediary. Give me a. Let me see if I could find this real quick. I don't know if you guys can hear the background, man, but yeah, I'm old school shit, bro. Oh, here it goes, right at the bottom. It's a very short paragraph, very short message right here. Or, a paragraph. "The intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. He shows them up and puts them into practice with the clear conscience of an upholder of the peace. Did we not just read that? Did we not just read that? It says here, the intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. That's the Doctrine of Discovery, Manifest Destiny, Monroe Doctrine, Operation Wetback, Repatriation Act, 1917 Fumigation Baths, the Bracero Program, Make America Great Again. And what do y'all want? Sanction Venezuela, cause the massive migration for them to come here, and then point the finger at us that it's our fault. The intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. No, you guys show that you got strength. He shows them up and puts them into practice with clear conscience of an upholder of peace. America says that they want to go into a country, make them democratic, bring peace to them, right? Yet he is the bringer of violence into the home and into the minds of the native. The Wretched of the Earth, family. 1963, The Wretched of the Earth. Great book. I think we're lying. Daniel 2:41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. Remember, clay and iron. So iron is one thing, clay is another. Clay never, even though it dries, is not iron. Okay, just remember that it's total different elements. Part potter's clay and part iron. It's like a building. You know what I mean? Cemento con metal. Güey. The kingdom shall be divided. That's what it means. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as though saw the iron mixed with merry clay. And as the toes of the feet were parts of iron, 10 toes, and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Partly strong and partly broken. Meaning, will they have unity? Will they have understanding within themselves? For a short time. That's why this prophecy talks about how they would be each ruling in its own kingdom, in its own time. But then there'll be a time where they're going to start going against each other. We've seen it already. All right? And when thou sawest iron mixed with clay, they mingled themselves with the seed of men. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So now check this out. You see this? They shall try to mix with each other. But they will never be able to mix 100%. Watch this, verse 40. It says, the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break it in pieces and bruise. Same way that it breaks, it will be broken. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part pottery clay, part of clay and part iron, the kingdom shall be divided. So what that's telling you, family, is even though we see Psalms 83, right? We know these nations. Verse 3. Thou hast taken Psalms 83. Verse 3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Keep in mind, family, that all these are not one nation. They're individual. They're still individualites. They will all do what they can to get in power. Right? So check this out. Watch what this guy says.
If you could address them.
Watch what he says. I find it interesting because it's true. Yeah, you listen. These three heads, for quite some time, they've been at it. They always have, and they brought the game over here, which is it's scriptural, right? But they don't get me wrong, family. They don't like each other at all. Blackity, wackety, okay. Canaan, like these guys I showed you. Okay, I showed you. Not that one. Where is it? That's weird. Oh, there it goes. See right here. Don't get me wrong, family. They need each other, but they don't like each other. They need each other, but they don't like each other. Listen in.
What would be your message to the Israeli people?
You know, in the Muslim and the Arab world, we sort of have been taking it as a truism, you know, for years, that the United States basically serves Israel, that America is controlled by Zionists, and that the U.S. government will do anything, no matter how much it costs, to save and protect Israel. I think there's a lot of Israelis who probably think that way too. But an objective, rational assessment of the situation would paint a very different picture. I think Israelis need to recognize, if they don't already, that the United States is not your savior. It's your worst enemy. The U.S., whether you know it or not, and whether Muslims understand it or not, is actually treating Israel the same way that they treat everyone else, with complete contempt. I mean, look, they are supporting Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the most unpopular, the most despised, the most corrupt, the most incompetent, the most psychopathic, delusional, and despotic ruler that Israel has ever had. And he's responsible for both prolonging and worsening the conflict with the Palestinians. Netanyahu has made a career on diverting attention away from the internal domestic concerns that actually matter to Israeli citizens, that matter the most to Israeli citizens, by endlessly talking about security and the supposed threat that Israel faces. And of course, the domestic problems in Israel just get worse. And the conflict and the security situation actually just gets worse. And America loves it. They don't care about Israel's domestic issues. They don't care about the socioeconomic issues, the socioeconomic concerns that Israelis have, the high cost of living, the disparity between rich and poor. They don't care about corruption in Israeli society and so on. And these are the predominantly these are the issues that matter the most to Israeli citizens, to Israeli voters. But as far as America is concerned, the only thing that matters is continuing the strife and conflict. That's all they care about. They don't care about the welfare and the stability of Israel, the safety of Israeli citizens. You see, Israeli citizens want to treat Israel like an actual country, and they expect it to behave like an actual country. And they think that their lives and their concerns should matter like they would in an actual country. But to the United States, Israel is a policy instrument. So the Israeli population doesn't matter to them. And what matters to the Israeli population doesn't matter to them. The relationship with the United States has been incredibly detrimental to Israel, despite what everyone thinks. It has prevented Israel from becoming a normal society. Now, part of that...
Supposedly. Check this out.
You're happy.
Remember the 10 toes, right? Part clay, part iron. And we're seeing these people starting to really show their lack of unity. Listening.
To correctly use the most strong and robust language to describe the crimes against humanity of Vladimir Putin, but you will not use the same strength of language when it comes to describing Israel's treatment of the Palestinians, when it is now being documented and detailed by two of the most respected human rights organizations in the world. Anybody who looks honestly at the decades of brutal, inhumane persecution of the Palestinians, successive assaults on Gaza, the annexation of their land and territory, the systematic application of apartheid rules, you don't want to even use the word apartheid. Never mind sanctions. 5 days sanctions against Putin and his thugs, 70 years of oppression by the Palestinians, and it wouldn't be, what was the word you used? It wouldn't be helpful to impose sanctions. Amnesty International are calling for Israel to be referred to the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. You're happy to correctly use the most strong and robust language to describe the crimes against humanity of Vladimir Putin.
Keep in mind, this is political, but it also is very. It's relative to our well-being, or cause, or whatever you want to call it, or prophecy, or understanding of like what's really going on here with our people. So again, they would not. It would be a nation of people, but it wouldn't blend well. You'll see separation and divisions, right? Scriptures talk about that. Like, watch this. It's getting. Now. They're even the so-called Democrats. They're fighting amongst themselves now. Yeah, they have obviously good reasons. She has a good point. Hey, stop! I'm not asking you to play. All right, let's listen in.
How many more Palestinian lives is he comfortable with?
What's your response?
I obviously resent those comments. Every casualty is a tragedy. Every war is a humanitarian crisis. But we have to keep in mind the causes of the war. Israel did not start the war. The war was imposed upon Israel by the barbaric terrorism of Hamas, which butchered 1,400 Israelis, including babies. My colleague, Representative Omar, has voted against Iron Dome, which is a missile defense system that protects Israeli civilians from relentless rocket fire. Were it not for Iron Dome interceptions, there would be far more dead Israelis, far more, by orders of magnitude. And so the policy positions that she has taken would have led to even more dead Israelis and more dead Palestinians.
Well, we're starting to see it now. Now, check this out. Even within the Republican,
turning off
the British. Check this out.
Electricity and water to Gaza is collective punishment. Limiting the free access of food and medicines to Gaza is collective punishment. Preventing people from fleeing, including British citizens, from Gaza is collective punishment. Dropping leaflets in northern Gaza telling people to flee or they will be deemed partners of Hamas is a precursor for further collective punishment. All of us in this chamber know that collective punishment is prohibited by international law. Yep. So I ask the Prime Minister to use his office to do some good on the humanitarian side of this conflict.
Now, I want to play this part first, and then I'm going to rewind it, okay? Pay attention to this. I never knew this. You know how some of us can have dual citizenship, right? But that doesn't mean that you can join the army here and there. Like I can't join the Mexican army and then join the military here. Can't do that. Okay? In case you guys don't know that. Because you got to get clearance and all those things. So let's listen in. These are Republicans. And now they're spreading their skirts for us to hear. Let's go.
There it is.
Okay.
But anyways, no, this is purely a political move by the president because he's going to be criticized. First of all, let's be very clear here. The United States has a relationship with Israel where American Jews can go and serve in the Israeli army. The United States has a relationship with Israel where American Jews can go and serve in the Israeli army. And so there's a whole bunch of American, excuse my language, but
He said there's a whole bunch of these Israelis. So again, America and Israel, the United States has a relationship with Israel where American Jews
can go and serve in the Israeli army. And so there's a whole bunch of American, excuse my language, but the Americans are over there now. They're in the Israeli military. There's lots of Americans there. And so Biden, is under pressure, political pressure, because Americans killed, Americans taken hostage. He has to be seen as doing something. This is meaningless, empty talk. We're offering help that Israel doesn't want or need. Look, Israel's already trained with our guys. They know our techniques. They have our, they've taken what they already need. They don't need to introduce an American component to this already complex problem.
Here's
this. Now let's go back here and listen in a little bit. All right, let's go right here. Let me do it fast because they talk slow.
Well, what's going on is a continuation of a cycle of violence that's been in play for decades now. Anybody who woke up Saturday and said, "Oh my God, there's violence going on in Israel," where have you been? In this occasion, the violence started on that day with Hamas, a terrorist organization. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They're not freedom fighters. They're not there in defense of the Palestinian people. Hamas is a terrorist organization, pure and simple. Their charter, chapter 12 of it, says that their mission is to destroy the state of Israel. And as critical as I am of Israel, and I think you're going to hear me be extraordinarily critical of Israel, under no circumstances is the concept of destruction of the state of Israel. And you can't have an organization that believes it's okay to kill civilians, to slaughter civilians. I mean, if you wear a uniform,
remember it says you can't have an organization that says it's okay to kill civilians, right? To murder people.
It's okay to kill civilians, to slaughter civilians. I mean, and you can't have an organization that believes it's okay to kill civilians, to slaughter civilians. I mean,
I'm glad you said that. Isn't that what you Republicans are pushing for? To go to invade Mexico? Isn't that what you did in Nicaragua, in Venezuela? Isn't that what you did in Vietnam? Iran? Not Palestine?
if you wear a uniform, I'm sorry, you made a decision. You're in the big game, and sometimes you pay the big price. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You made that choice. So as much as my heart bleeds for the families of those Israeli soldiers who lost their lives, that's war. But if you're a mom and her child, or husband or boyfriend hiding in a safe room, getting the door kicked down, getting machine gunned, no, that's murder. So that's what happened on Saturday. But if you think that was the first time murder took place in the Middle East, you're wrong. And if you think that it's only Hamas that commits murder, you're wrong. I'm not trying to justify, this is not whataboutism, but Israel's been in the business of murdering Palestinians for decades. We're always silent about it. We don't talk about it. But now
that's it.
Who are you?
Yep. Serving the army, huh? Serving the army. So you have dual citizenship, then you can join the army over there, and you can join the army here. Well, no wonder, family. Look at this. All the Jews Joe Biden has tapped for top roles. Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State. David Cohen, CIA Deputy Director. Attorney General, Merrick Garland. Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines. Chief of Staff, Ronald Klein. Office of Science and Technology Policy Director, Eric Lander. Deputy of Health Secretary. Yes, you are correct. He, not she, we don't roll here like that. He is the first known transgender person to be nominated for a position that requires Senate confirmation. Sorry, I didn't read it right. Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. National Security Agency Cybersecurity, Ann Neuberger. Deputy Secretary of State, Andy Sherman. Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. Now, I want to show you guys something. Important keys here. Secretary of State. CIA. Attorney General. Director of National Intelligence. Chief of Staff. And this right here. Why do you think you're starting to see these gay-ass books being shown to our children? There you have it. Levine, a conservative. I say he raised in a conservative. See, just because they have this name, like Alejandro Mayorkas, oh, es nuestra gente. No sean pendejos, güeyes. No, they're not. This guy don't care about you. Born in Cuba, Cuban Jewish family father, Romanian Jewish mother. See? Who survived the Holocaust. No, we are the survivors of the true Holocaust. We're here still. He worked closely with Jewish groups and often about their specific threats facing American Jews. See, he doesn't give a shit about you Hispanics.
That Hamas just came out and committed this atrocious crime, and it is an atrocious crime. Everybody's screaming at the top of the lungs. No, what's going on right now is a cycle of violence, and sadly, all Israel is doing in their response is continuing that cycle. You can't. I'll just leave it at this: when your Minister of Defense gets on national TV,
that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. Watch this real quick. I showed you guys this before. I want to make sure that.
Noticia de última hora. El presidente de Colombia, Gustavo Petro, le da.
Porque es lo que provoca la crisis climática. Etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. A nosotros se nos dice controlen los migrantes, con lo cual la civilización humana queda en profundo peligro, al que tenemos que reivindicar y que hoy está quebrado completamente. No existe derecho internacional hoy por la Unión Europea y el partido de gobierno en los Estados Unidos, que entre otras está creando aceleradamente las condiciones para que la extrema derecha norteamericana gobierne, con lo cual la civilización humana queda en profundo peligro. Pero nosotros tenemos que reivindicar un derecho internacional. Luego, dentro del derecho internacional, un derecho del migrante a ser tratado como ser humano. Un sujeto de derechos que se llama el migrante, lo cual en términos concretos en nuestros países o en Colombia significa, por ejemplo, que el sitio del embudo de la migración del sur hacia el norte en Colombia, frontera con Panamá, tiene que llenarse de centros de atención humanitaria y de esfuerzo, pero centros de atención comunitaria, y lo siento así, no veo cómo resolvernos problemas de inestabilidad democrática como la de Haití y muchas subregiones, incluidas varias de Colombia, sino a partir de un cambio de política antidrogas. Tema de otra conferencia, lo dejo ahí simplemente planteado. Han muerto 1 millón de latinoamericanos por la guerra contra las drogas. 1 millón. Nos han construido la zona más violenta del mundo. Como lo discutíamos con México allá en Cali. la zona más violenta del mundo, las ciudades más violentas del mundo, por una mala política dentro de los Estados Unidos que hoy, como un boomerang, que la política allá se ha vuelto un boomerang, entonces bloquean a Venezuela y miren las cifras de la migración en el tapón del Darién.
Exactly the point of what I was saying, that they sanctioned, matter of fact, they sanctioned Florida. I'm sorry, they sanctioned Venezuela, and they forced others to not buy or sell with them. So Biden is basically selling the oil reserves, right? So he sanctions Venezuela, destroys their economy more than what it already was, right? Inflation's through the roof. So now the migration is coming this way. It is funded by the Soros and then criticized by the Republicans. Page 38, the wretched of the earth, last paragraph on that page, it says the intermediary. And let me show you what that means. Intermediary. The intermediary. A person who acts as a link between people in order to try to bring about an agreement, supposedly. The intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. He shows them up and puts them into practice with clear conscience of an upholder of the peace. See? Of the peace. We are fighting drugs. We got to kill the cartel. And as they're fighting drugs, they're killing our gente. Our gente is dying. So this propaganda, this political attack, supposedly against the narcos, is a continuation of a murder of our people. And they put it to practice, yet he is the bringer of violence. It says upholder of the peace. Yet he is the bringer of violence unto the home and into the mind of the native. The intermediary. That's what he said.
Unidos que hoy, como un boomerang, que la política allá se ha vuelto un boomerang, entonces bloquean a Venezuela y miren las cifras de la migración en el tapón del Darién. Van para Estados Unidos, allá entonces intentan devolverlos en aviones. Yo preferiría que Colombia cogieran hacia Venezuela, pero para que de Colombia cogieran hacia Venezuela en un corredor humanitario libre, pues tendría que haber un desbloqueo de Venezuela, no hay otra manera. Cosa que más o menos va a solucionar el 80% de la migración del tapón del Darién. Hoy por hoy implica desbloquear Venezuela. Implica una política antidrogas diferente, porque lo que pasa en Haití se llama narcotráfico colombiano y mexicano. Ahora el narcotráfico ya no tiene nacionalidad, como diría el viejo Marx, sino política racista. Por eso lo de Palestina es el rechazo profundo del éxodo. Una política.
Pay attention to what it's saying. El rechazo profundo del éxodo. El rechazo profundo. Okay. So let's translate that. Just for a second. Translate. Let's just, let's just translate it. What does that mean? Hay que hacer como unos poquitos de peniquitos. Rechazo. Bien, güey. Ponte bien, güey. Okay, fine. Rechazo profundo de el éxodo. We're going to look at it in English. It says deep rejection of the Exodus. A deep hatred, deep rejection, perpetual hatred, right? Let's go.
Racista. Y por eso lo de Palestina tiene tanta importancia para alumbrarnos el inmediato futuro para nosotros. Que no van a matar solo los niños palestinos. sino que van a defender su modus de vida, como le quieran llamar, que es blanco, que es ario, que está basado en altos niveles de consumo, como todos ustedes saben, que hoy es un consumo que se construye sobre la muerte de los demás.
Okay? The consumption of fentanyl. Yeah, 100,000 are dying. Something like that, right? But about 150 or 40,000 die every year of alcohol. More than fentanyl. Now, there are 100,000 die every year compared to our million that die every year, not just in Mexico, damn it, everywhere.
Who are you?
Just like the Palestinians, right? Like, remember the show, like the other guys were saying? Earlier, I showed you the video. He's like, well, I mean, like one Israeli for 100 Palestinians. I guess, the going rate is pretty good. So our going rate is pretty good, family. For every so-called U.S. citizen, Anglo, or Africano, or Malacano, it's about 100 of us. Seems like it. Let's continue.
Porque es lo que provoca la crisis climática. Es decir, el consumo blanco ario del norte está acercándonos a la extinción de la humanidad a través de la crisis climática. No voy a explicar eso aquí.
The crisis climática, meaning the political agenda, meaning capitalism. You guys living in America, enjoying your fruits and all that stuff, having no mind of the scriptures, y'all are spiritual capitalists. I talked about that the other day. Spiritual capitalism. You're hand in hand with this nation. You're hand in hand with. You sit in your car, you feel good, got a nice ride. Got a good home. Do you feel like you're a little bit better? Do you embrace a little bit of the Christmas, birthdays, Thanksgiving? Do you miss it? Do you look back? Yeah, you are spiritually a capitalist. Do you like the benefit of taking while others are in need? You're a capitalist. That's what it says. Come out of her, my people.
Otro tema, el cambio químico en la atmósfera. Y ese cambio químico en la atmósfera estimula el éxodo. Entonces,
el cambio químico de la atmósfera in a parabolic way means that when America sanctions Venezuela, it creates the exodus of Venezuelans leaving Venezuela. Then that exodus is funded by the Soroses and the, Khazarians, all those, for the political gain or, gain and game in the Americas. That's the whole purpose behind it. And then when they get here, then our people are bounced into this ring of politics. Republicans, Democrats, invaders, pobrecitos, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, it's all it is, a game. And we're the ball. Bouncing back and forth. Ding, 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 ding. Until we die.
Los problemas políticos y de inestabilidad de nuestros países, que ya arrojan una población que va hacia México, cada vez crecerán, pero por otro motivo que tiene que ver con la falta del agua, con la desertización, por el empobrecimiento, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Crisis climática que será respondida por el norte como en Palestina.
Family, he's actually prophesying in a sense something, okay? Listen.
Crisis climática que crecerán, pero por otro motivo que tiene que ver con la falta del agua, con la desertización, por el empobrecimiento, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Crisis climática que será respondida por el norte como en Palestina, quebrando el derecho internacional.
As countries weaken, and America is losing value. America is losing. I mean, I'm sorry, Anglos. We're taking count, by the way, of all you Africanos and Anglos that are saying all this shit. Well, yeah, we're keeping count. We're watching you. Anyways, your country's falling apart. And just like the reflection of everything else is really coming back to you. So what he's talking about is you guys are going to retaliate in such an evil, wicked way that we're seeing it in Palestine right now. Check it.
No los van a invitar, no les van a permitir la entrada, ametrallarán y usarán campos de concentración. Palestina.
They're going to use concentration camps. We're seeing them already. Check this out.
Well, while the world...
We're seeing them already. There he goes. Let's go.
United States. We have 1 million manufacturing jobs in the U.S. that aren't being filled by anybody. So we need this labor. So do you... Palestinians coming into the United States, basically a recreation of Gaza in the U.S.?
Easily. I mean, they're already coming across. For instance, Venezuela, there's a lot of Hezbollah down in Venezuela, right? Venezuela has a lot of Lebanese, as does Peru and here in Panama and other parts of Central America. I mean, there's a lot of Hezbollah already here. Not that all Lebanese are Hezbollah, obviously. We get that. Our Lebanese friends, you know, we get it.
We don't need the emails. But exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but and actually, the weird thing is we see a lot of Iranians coming through. A strange thing is, my whole life I always get along with Iranians, and yet our countries are always at war, and they're obviously at serious war, and Iran has very close, and so does China, connections with Venezuela. Venezuela is key to all this, right? A lot of people don't get that, even with Venezuela. Venezuela is key to all this, right? A lot of people don't get that. Even people who study the border in the United States don't understand that nexus of Venezuela. As people come in from all over the world through South America, and they go through Colombia up into Panama through something called the Darien Gap. They go through a jungle there, and as they emerge from the jungle, they go into numerous camps. But now these camps have been made so efficient that they're more like bus stops in the jungle. And so right now, for instance, at La Blanca's camp, where I've been, I don't know, at least 50 times on the ground and in the air, even more, that camp can bring 3,000 to 5,000 a day right to one of the camps.
We're told the success.
Camps last week. In fact, I took a contractor from Texas out to one of the camps last week. Just I wanted that person's perspective because she just knows these things better than I do. And I wanted her to look at it and look at the things that are being done. And she thought, yeah, these could hold 15,000 each. I took her one camp.
Hear that? It could hold 15,000. 15,000 of our brothers.
And then I just sent her photos of the others because we couldn't get to the second one when she was here. So the bottom line is that's enough infrastructure for another 30,000 per day. Now, what is this infrastructure? Right now, it's just the Imbra Indians with machetes cutting down the jungle because they just when she was here. So the bottom line is that's enough infrastructure. Key logistics trails. It's not just about migration or invasion of the jungle, and then they'll go to these or the plumbing, which is what they already use anyway. And so the bottom line is that's enough infrastructure for another 30,000 per day. Now, what is this infrastructure? Right now, it's just the Imbra Indians with machetes cutting down the jungle because they just sleep on the ground. There's no plumbing. The rivers are the plumbing, which is what they already use anyway. And then they'll basically they're way stops. So the aliens come through the jungle. They'll go through a place.
See this? So the aliens. So they're still aliens, even though you're not in that country. You don't know what country they're aliens to. So you see, family, we're just aliens to these heathens. who repudiate us and consider us as nothing. It disgusts me, man. Y'all disgust me.
Luxury buses, they're right there where you are in the gap, and they fill up. These buses are like luxury buses. They're right there where you are in the gap, and they fill up these entire buses with illegal immigrants from China, Venezuela, wherever they're coming from, and they're bussed right to the U.S. border, and they're given packs, provisions. They're giving like anti-rape kits for the women. They're given all sorts of things funded by the U.S. government, and then they're delivered right to the front door of the United States.
Benefits from all of that. The companies that are creating these products and all of that, right? That's what they're benefiting from. They don't know. And then think about it from family. Like, I'll show you that. Check it out. Why Venezuela? Venezuela, right? Venezuela. Venezuela sanctions are measures imposed by various countries and entities, especially the United States, the European Union, Canada, Mexico, and Panama, Switzerland, against the administration of Nicolas Maduro and individuals associated with it. The sanctions are in response to the human rights abuse, corruption, repression of democracy, and anti-drug and counterterrorism efforts. The sanction targets arms embargoes, travel bans, visa revocations. The sanction targets Venezuela's state oil company. During the crisis, Venezuela government, United States, still, they kind of loosened the sanctions a couple days ago. But this is what happens when you sanction a country. U.S. broadly eases Venezuela oil sanctions after election deal. See this? After election deal. Biden administration on Wednesday broadly eased sanctions on Venezuela oil sectors in response to deal reached between the government and opposing parties for the 2024 election, the most extensive rollback Trump-era restriction of Caracas. So when Trump rears back the restriction, Trump basically oppresses the restrictions to Venezuela, it creates a massive migration, which you guys created, and then you complain about it at the same time. See, we're onto your games. You complain about it, and you complain about it. You see Amalek right here, and you see this gringo eagle. This right here, right? All you're missing is your you know who. But we're still illegals. We're still aliens.
This is
in our own continent.
What's happening? And I don't think when you're sitting down with a member of Congress, they are showing them this. What are they saying? How are they allowing this to happen? I mean, how the members of Congress you're speaking to in Washington, are they aware that the funding is coming?
Don't get twisted with this little passive voice of this punk ass. That's exactly how they roll, family. Let me see this. I think we saw this one already. Oh, yeah, we saw this one already. So now let's go back real quick. Let's go back. So we talked about these prophecies, right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 13. Watch this real quick. It says here, Behold, the days will come that there shall rise up a kingdom upon the earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. In the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another. Okay? One after another. Check this out. Whereof the second shall begin to reign, and there shall more time than any of the 12. And these do the 12 wings signify which thou sawest. As for the voice which thou heardest to speak, and that thou sawest not to go out from the heads, from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation. That after the time that of that kingdom shall rise great strivings, and it shall stand in perils of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not fall, but it shall be restored again to his beginning. Verse 22. And whereas thou sawest the head resting, or the 3 heads resting, this is their interpretation. In the last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein. And they shall have dominion of the earth, and of those that dwell therein, with much oppression of all that those were before them. Therefore, they are called the heads of the eagle. The three kingdoms: the manipulator, the deceiver, and the seducer. Canaan, Edom, Amalek. Canaan, Edom, Amalek. It says here, for these are they that are accomplished his for these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that fall and that shall finish his last end. And whereas thou sawest the great head appear no more, it signifies that one of them shall die upon his bed, and yet with pain. For the two that remain shall be slain with the sword. Remember, we saw what happened in 1865. We know that these guys helped them. Now there's two of them left. And when I saw the two feathers under the wings passing over the heads, that is on the right side, it signified that these are they whom the highest had kept unto his end. This is the small kingdom, full of trouble, as thou saw it. Amalek. And the lion whom thou sawest rise up of the woods and roaring and speaking to the eagle, rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed, which the highest has kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. And he shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with his cruelty, with their cruelty. Right? But he shall set them before alive in judgment and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been pressed upon by borders, and he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment. Those that have been pressed upon by borders. Is that not whatever happened to us? Creating walls, kicking us in and kicking us out. And he shall make them joyful until the coming of the days of judgment, whereof I spoken unto thee from the beginning. Let's go to verse 38. This is the dream that thou sawest, and this are the interpretations. Thou only hast been meet to know this secret of the highest. Wherefore write all these things that thou hast seen in the book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose heart thou knowest may comprehend and keep the secrets. Hopefully. What is one of the secrets? We're literally in captivity, family. Brooks 3:7, and we know who is in charge of it. For this cause that thou had put thy fear into our hearts, to the intent that they should call upon thy name, and that's the point. And to praise thee in our captivity, that's the point. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Who lends us money? Who's in charge? Who passes laws? Remember I showed you? Or did you guys forget already? The Secretary of State. Who else? The people that Joe Biden basically hired. Right? Correct? Am I lying? No. According to all the iniquities of our forefathers, of our fathers which departed from the Lord our God. I'll show you something real quick. This is their history. No place for a child inside the tent camp, housing thousands of migrant children. Children are sleeping shoulder to shoulder in overcrowded facility in Donna, Texas, which is now housing more than 4,000 migrants amid a new surge of border. Now, why is this okay? Why are you guys okay with this? Did you not remember what I read to you? I just closed that page, by the way. I just closed it. The wretched of the earth, right? Yeah, I'll read it real quick. I'm not going to read the book. I'm just going to read the actual snippet because I took it. The intermediary does not lighten the oppression nor seek to hide the domination. This is from the wretched of the earth. He shows them up and puts them in practice with the clear conscience of an upholder of peace. Hey, wow, these guys are breaking the law. Fucking spics. Excuse my language. An upholder of peace, yet he is the bringer of violence into the homes and into the minds of the native. Like, we are going to treat you like shit because you are beast. Migrant children and families are sleeping shoulder to shoulder. Who was the creator of this? I have said repeatedly, a border patrol facility is no place for a child, Alejandro Mayorkas. Working around the clock to move migrants out of their overcrowded border facilities like the one in Donna into government shelters before they were replaced with family members or other sponsors. That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. At all. At all. So he says he's the person that was in charge, right? So who had his job before with Trump? This bastard right here. Stephen Miller. Border authorities have separated some migrants' families amid overcrowding in facility, reports say. They didn't care. They don't care for you. And who's this guy that passed this law? This freaking so-called Jew. Stephen Miller. He actually sued Joe Biden to stop accepting migrant children at borders. He was the reason why the separation of children got real bad. Extreme overcrowding. Border Patrol tent in Donna, Texas, holding 5,700 despite 200 persons capacity. 5,700 despite a 250 person capacity. Thank you, bro. Please let me know. Thank you for sticking around. I'm almost done too. I got a few minutes. That's it. Because this is like again, it's in sections. So again, who are you?
Dramatic new images from migrant facilities on the U.S.-Mexico border have emerged today. That comes as the Biden administration dispatches top officials to address the sharp increase in migrants seeking asylum. Amna Navaz has been on both sides of the border today, and she reports from McAllen, Texas.
Amid an influx of immigrant children coming to the southern border, new images have surfaced from inside the overcrowded border facilities on the U.S. side. These photos provided to PBS NewsHour by Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas show adults and children bunched together on sleeping mats at a makeshift tent facility in Donna, Texas, operated by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It comes amid an outcry from a bipartisan group of U.S. senators after they toured a border facility last Friday with Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Press were barred from the trip.
Remember, these guys said you mess with one Jew, they mess with all of them. So Mayorkas, your cousin Jew Miller, he's the one that passed that law, and you guys still have not found all the children. Matter of fact, the people still complaining about where are they? You're all talk. These are facts, family. Under Joe Biden, 85,000 went missing. Under Joe Biden, right? Supposedly. I mean, I believe it. But who started it? Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller was the cause of this. He was the number one tool for Donald Trump. The number one tool. Watch this. Republican senators want feds to explain losing 85,000 migrant kids. This is this year. This isn't 5 years ago, Nate the Snake Roberts. Poor Africans. This is this year. You telling me that this is not enough? You mean you don't have anything to talk about, our gente? Thousands of migrant children are still missing. Still missing. Who passed these laws? Khazars. I'm going to show you this a little bit, but I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to break this bastard apart. Monday coming. More likely Monday. Okay, I'm gonna let it play for a few minutes, and then I'll show you why I'm going to talk.
Well, good evening, London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. 5 days ago, terrorists from Hamas attacked Israel. They murdered and raped civilians. They executed the elderly at bus stops. They took babies and Holocaust survivors as hostages, and they massacred young people.
And the Crimea region. That is
I mean,
not
it's very
nearly...
one village. More than 1,200 Israelis are now believed to have died, and this brutal attack has dragged Israel into war. Israel had every right to respond with force, as it's done. The death toll in Gaza is now more than 1,000, and many more will die. Many of those will be completely innocent people, like those who died in the Hamas attacks. Like almost everyone, I've been shocked and sickened by the stories and videos emerging from the attack. I've also been stunned by the moral cowardice of those who celebrated terror as resistance and brutality as politics. I've called out the people who conflated the terror attack with a geopolitical debate, and I've spoken to fair-minded people on both sides of that debate. I've done all this as a journalist and a human being, but with no personal skin in the game. My guest tonight, on the other hand, is one of the most prominent and influential Jewish commentators on the planet. Ben Shapiro has been visibly moved and enraged by the tragedies unfolding in Israel, and the world has paid attention to his analysis. And tonight I'm giving the show to him as we tackle all the big questions that have come out of this. What is a proportionate response to terrorism? Should the United States be more involved? How do we move forward if everyone involved sees the other side as an oppressor or a savage? And Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro joins me now. Ben, great to have you on the program. I wish it was under different circumstances. I want to ask you, first of all, where were you when you first heard about these attacks?
So I'd been in Israel for several weeks, and we had just gotten home.
Completely understandable reasons to have been more enraged than I think I've ever seen you, almost like a simmering volcano as you've talked about this. I want to play a clip from your Daily Wire YouTube channel. You have 6 million subscribers, and this is part of what was, I thought, a very powerful address that you made there.
For most businesses, hiring can take a long time. Not for Susan, though. She uses...
I am a Jew. Those have been the words of the Jewish people for 3 millennia. Those were the words of the men, women, and children of Masada. Those were the words of the followers of Bar Kokhba. Those were the words of Jews in Granada in 1066 and the Rhineland in 1096, and Khmelnytsky from 1648 to 1657, and Kishinev in 1903, and Hebron in 1929. Those were the words of Jews in Auschwitz and Treblinka. Those were the last words of Daniel Pearl. And those are my words, too. They're the words of my parents, the words of my wife, my children. Over the weekend, my people, the Jewish people, were attacked. They're murdered, mutilated. Our women were raped. Our children were kidnapped. This has happened millions of times before to millions of Jews across history. Jew hatred exists because evil exists, because there are people who have, for literally all of human history, hated the Jews and sought to strike at them while they are weak, who have blamed the Jews for their own problems, who have crafted complex conspiracy theories about the supposed power of the Jews, who have sought to destroy, to murder, to mutilate, to rape the Jews, from Pharaoh to Haman, from Hitler to Hamas.
What reaction have you had to that, Ben?
We're going to touch on this Monday. But I'm going to show you something real quick. So he's like, yeah, we're the Jews for millennials, for millions and millions and millions and millions of years. And when we've been suffering for millions and millions of people. No, shut your face up. You fake carrying dumb animal. Yeah, I'm going to call you that because you're a liar. See, I don't like liars. And this guy's a rabbi. Look what he said about you guys. And then I'm going to call it a day. All right, family, so shalom. After that show a little bit, I'm going to, go on with my dough thing. And then, whatever. Monday morning, I'll see you guys.
Converted.
Wait, he's going to talk about some people converting, okay? Let's go.
Different colors and shapes, but yet all called Jew. Maybe some of them are from the tribe of Judah, maybe some of them are from the tribe of Benjamin, maybe some from Levi, etc. So, question is this: we know historically that we converted 2 major kingdoms. We converted a kingdom in Yemen called the Himyarite Kingdom, where we had a king in the 5th century who accepted Judaism. His whole kingdom converted. We then converted another kingdom in Khazaria in the Caspian Sea region called Khazari at the time, or also known as Al-Qusr. Those people, or Qasr, those people from that region, they converted into wholesale Judaism. Joseph was the name of their king. We had a counselor or a council to the king in Spain, and Ibn Shiprut, and he basically wrote to one of the people and asked him the question that where do you people come from? Who are you? And did the kingdom, we heard that the whole kingdom converted to Judaism. And so the person responded back, yes, that our king is called Joseph. Yes, we all converted. Yes, this is the situation. And so therefore, we know that a lot of the people of Caucasian skin tone that came into what today is termed Ashkenazi Jews, they came out of what's called the Caspian region. And today you'll find those Jews, today you'll find them in Ukraine, you'll find them in Russia, you'll find them probably in Eastern Europe, like this country, Vienna, Austria. You'll find them in Hungary, you'll find them in other parts of Eastern Europe like Poland. That's where you see a lot of white Jews. But when you go towards the Middle East,
boom. Listen, family, I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you Monday morning, more likely. And stay strong. Stay strong in the Lord. The power is might. Might is might. I'm just making fun of a school because I like doing that crap. All right. Hope you enjoyed this song, man. Pay attention to what the music is saying because we are being misled, propagandized with a bunch of BS. Have a good day. Happy Sabbath.
Yo. Comentando. ¿Qué dicen? Sí. ¿Qué cuentan? Ya. Escúchame. Ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaza es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente. Tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestra. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta. Pánico en el público y manejarás el cuesta pal. Político en vez de patrullas, en vez de camilla para un hospital. Como si esa mierda de combo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el zorro sobrino pero bueno de tu primo hermano pariente papá. Si esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo, falso culo, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. Autoeducación en camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la friuna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, emite basura, no le conviene que sepa verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía y algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía y algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses a oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún legado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un talk show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía y algún día cambiará. Alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía y algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía y algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. CPF.